Hi guys, this is Laura. Welcome back to my channel. I'm an attorney working in Switzerland, and today's topic is going to be how to find the right attorney for you if you ever need one. Even if you might not think so, the large majority of us do need an attorney at least once in their life, and therefore most likely also you. As soon as you start looking, you're going to realize pretty quickly that there is a lot of attorneys out there to choose from. And the problem with that is the more choice you have, the harder it normally is to make a decision. So let me give you a few guidelines on how to make your choice. Now, first things first, the most important factor you will want to consider is an attorney's field of expertise and the experience they've gained in it so far. So this might seem obvious to you, but let me tell you that if you contact the best criminal defense attorney in the country, most likely he or she will not be able to help you with an employment law issue or with filing a claim for a breach of contract. Your focus therefore must be on finding an attorney in the field of expertise that you need help with. Another common question that people find themselves asking is whether they need like a specialist, meaning an attorney who mainly works in one area of the law, or if they should rather consult somebody that's considered more of like a generalist and is therefore working in many different fields of the law. Well, as often, unfortunately, the answer is not that simple. While in some cases it can definitely be better to have like a specialist who has had many cases in one specific like field or area of law, and on the other hand, there's also advantages to working with a generalist who might have different cases in different areas of the law and therefore has somewhat larger experience in a certain field. One point that clearly has to be mentioned in this context is that a specialized attorney is most likely going to cost you a lot more money because the hourly rate is going to be higher than what I consider the rate or hourly like fee of a regular attorney, and the differences can actually be quite significant. This is extra costs that you don't really want to spend if you don't have to. Another thing to bear in mind is that especially in like big law firms, most likely not only the attorney you contacted will be working on your case, but also his or her employees, which is something to like bear in mind. On the other hand, if you contact a small law firm, the chances are much higher that only the attorney that you contacted will be working on your case. So besides the area and field of expertise, what else can help you to find the right attorney for you? The first thing to point out here is recommendations. Maybe you already know a coworker, a friend, or a relative who had a legal issue similar to yours that contacted an attorney who was able to help them and who they trusted, and is therefore maybe a great choice for you as well. But the thing to look out for here is to only contact an attorney based on a recommendation if you have a similar legal issue, because otherwise the choice might not be the right one for you and you might end up having a very different experience than your friend. Personally, what I find very helpful is if you can get a recommendation for a good attorney from somebody working in the legal field, meaning somebody working with a lot of different attorneys who can actually see their work, who knows what cases they won, what specific area of law they work in, what clients they have, how many trials they have going on, etc., etc. And people with such knowledge can be, for instance, somebody that works with a court or also somebody that works in a big law firm where they can kind of see the work of different attorneys. Another thing you want to consider is the location of your attorney or of his law firm. Especially if you feel like your case might go to trial, it can be very expensive to have an attorney travel a long time to get to see you for meetings or to attend like court hearings. Also, there's like particularities and like little things that are different in each jurisdiction and even within each court. I personally find it is very important that you have an attorney that knows these particularities. It is extremely helpful if you have like an attorney who knows the judges that will decide on your case, who knows the prosecutor standing on the other side, or who knows how much time will go by until a verdict is finally rendered. Now, another question I've heard before, and I think that people are wondering about, is whether the gender or sex of your attorney is relevant. Generally speaking, in my opinion, not at all. There's other factors that should be decisive for your choice of attorney. However, there is cases where people feel like it could be an advantage to either be represented by somebody of the same gender or of the opposite sex. For instance, if you take a sexual harassment or any kind of like sexual violence case, most of the time the accused person will be under the impression that it can be an advantage if he or she is represented by somebody of the opposite sex. However, from what I have witnessed so far and based on my personal experience, at least in like Central Europe, to a judge, the gender of your attorney is completely irrelevant. If, on the other hand, you have to face a jury, which is for instance the case if you are in the US legal system, I can imagine that this might be a factor of importance after all. To also help you with your choice, I would now like to point out some qualities that I think each and every good attorney should have, and that's therefore something you should look out for. One is that they must take you serious at all times. This means that they have to listen to what you say, regularly inform you about your case, and just like be there for you at all times. Number 2 is honesty. What I mean by that is an attorney's job is not to always tell you that you're right, but it is to provide you with the best and most accurate legal advice that there is for your case. This means that what they're going to tell you might not be what you want to hear. If your case doesn't stand a chance, it is very important that your attorney points this out to you in a very clear way and explains you why he or she thinks so. In my opinion, there is nothing worse than an attorney convincing you to file a claim that doesn't stand a chance just because they end up having more money in their pocket in the end. The next point, number 3, that I would like to point out is availability. Now, if you have the best attorney in the world, this is very good for you. However, if they never have time to either talk to you or work on your case, and it just takes him or her a very, very long time to get back to you and to respond to you, generally speaking, this is not a good sign. Aspect number 4 is patience. Even if you have a very simple or very basic legal issue, it is very important that your attorney always takes the time necessary to explain it to you very carefully in a way that you understand. So if you at any time feel like your attorney is getting frustrated by you asking questions, or worst case, if they roll their eyes at you, this is a very, very bad sign and a clear sign that this is not the right attorney to work with for you. Last but not least, number 5, great organization skills and professionality. Your attorney must be professional and act professional towards you at any time. This means that they have to know the facts of your case by heart and have their documents very neatly organized in front of you. If they keep mixing up names or looking for documents for a very long time, this is probably a warning sign, and I would rather not work with them anymore. With these 5 points that I mentioned now, I hope to have covered most of the necessary qualities that I think each and every good attorney should have. I very much hope you found this video helpful and that it can help you find the right attorney for you if you ever need one. If you have any further questions, please let me know in the comment section down below. Also, if you liked this video, I'd be happy if you gave it a thumbs up, and I hope to get to talk to you again soon.